Hey, welcome to Coffee with Fergie. Thanks for tuning in. So today, what are we going to talk about? Oh, decisions. Decisions have consequences, and those consequences can lead to more decisions. Now, one of the decisions that I made over 12 years ago was to move up here to the Mogollon Rim area full time, not just weekend getaway or a summer vacation spot. You just live up here. It's just beautiful up here. It's not crowded. I have an acre and a quarter, tall pine trees. The temperature in Phoenix today going to hit 115. We'll hit 90. We're usually 20 to 25 degrees cooler than the valley. We have lots of fresh air, sunshine, very few clouds. It's gorgeous up here. But, oh, by the way, make the best coffee. No cream and sugar. Just about a quarter to a half a teaspoon of your favorite whiskey. Gets your old heart started, keeps it started. It's good for you. Anyway, I don't want to be a negative Nelly or a Dave Downer. So I really don't want to go in all the things that we don't have up here. But one of those consequences is that there's nothing up here. You want to go to the store, you want to go to a real store, that's about an hour away. There's no department stores. They're 2 hours away or more. So thank you, Amazon. So yeah, we get real familiar with UPS and FedEx drivers up here. But one of the things we don't have are car dealers. Obviously. Well, we barely have gas stations. And I think there's 1, 2 independent garages, but I don't know. Anyway, so what do I do with Hatch Toyota? That's one of those decisions that I got to make. They were wrong. Now, I'll meet them halfway. I did hear from a retired service department manager, 30 years working at Chevrolet and Cadillac, and he's familiar with those out-of-circuit fuse taps. And what happens is some of them don't have the best manufacturing quality control and tolerances. And we're talking a millimeter. So you may have ordered the low profile minis or the mini low profiles that are for the Tacoma, but it may have been the low profiles or the actual doodad itself might be right, but the fuses they sent with it might not be right. So what happens, you pull the original fuse, you put it in the bottom circuit, you put the new one in the top circuit, then you push it back down, and everything seems fine. Well, after a few months, with the hot and cold cycles, expansion, contraction, either the fuse or the adapter itself can start to get a little loose and it wiggles a little bit. And normally that's not a problem. Yeah, the voltage fluctuates, but it's not a problem. Well, it is a problem when you plug it into the injector circuit. Hence, you get the trouble light. And he said a couple of things here. Is that, yeah, the technician was absolutely wrong. The technician should have known that Toyota disables the cruise control when the check engine light comes on. So him trying to trace it down and find out what's wrong. Oh, you got the wrong amperage plugged into the... I had it plugged in. It was the under the hood light. Again, you haven't seen it yet because I was doing a really great video. It was plugged into the DRL circuit because it's hot all the time. So when you open the hood, the light's on. So I don't know what that has to do with the cruise control, but anyway, he said what he would have done if somebody was, say they were a Ford owner for 50 years and they come in, they bought a Chevy brand new to Chevy ownership, and they added a couple of lights and whatnot. And it turns out it was the what he would have done is he would have told the guy, look, your little circuit here got loose, and we tightened it up and it cleared the code. Now we'll cover it under 1 hour warranty this time, but be advised that it may loosen up and cause that problem again. So maybe don't plug it into the injector circuit. But they wouldn't have taken this attitude that you can't add any lights. Gee, every police and fire truck must be out of warranty and must have their warranty voided. Look at all the lights they add. How about the snow plows? All the stuff they add. So to make that blanket statement, he said, that's wrong. He said, if you're using those out-of-circuit taps, you're not doing a Mickey Mouse wiring job, you're not adding 40 amps onto a 10 amp circuit, or you're not just stripping the wires, twisting them and electrical taping them and running them slipshod. He said, no, if who puts them in, as long as it's done properly, that shouldn't be an issue. The only time it would be an issue is, again, if it kept tripping the light, then, but anyway, so yeah, so Hatch was wrong on that. But let's say this hashtag Hatch is wrong takes off. All right, so what happens? I win. I get a hold of Toyota. They say, yeah, you're right. We're sorry about that. Here's some money back, or whatever. The dealership, well, we're sorry. Can you come back? Well, here's the thing. I already had a problem. I'm going to post a video on the problem I had at Horn Chevrolet, because you're not going to believe it. But anyway, so you end up ticking those people off at the dealership. I guarantee you, I don't care if that service manager knows a darn thing about working on cars or not. He's going to get his ego bruised when the snot-nosed kid shows him up and says, yeah, see, I know more than you do. So they're not going to like that. The technician isn't going to like being told, you should have known. So do you really want to go back to that dealership? See, and the problem is that being a retired cop, I'm skeptical. I'm not saying I don't trust people. I try to be friendly as much as I can. I try to look at the good of people instead of the bad of people, because it is one of those hazards of the job. But I wouldn't trust them. I don't know what they're going to do. They could take a razor blade to the fan belt and put some slippery stuff on it, or not loosen up your oil plug all the way, or not change the oil, or worse, since I leave Boone's water dish in the back seat, they might put something in his water dish. I don't know. Like I said, I don't trust them. I don't want to ever go back there. And that's one of those decisions have consequences. The next two nearest Toyota dealerships are 2.5 hours away. That's, so I'm going to add 5 hours just to have the routine maintenance done. And I know what you're saying. Just because your car's still, quote, under warranty, you don't have to take it to a Toyota dealership. I get that. I'm too old and out of shape to change the oil myself. God bless you people that do. You're the salt of the earth. I know all you need are the receipts. I get that. But, if it breaks. That's what they told me down at Payson Chevrolet in Payson. I've had a great relationship with them for the last 12 years. And they said, yeah, we can work on your Toyota. Yeah, we can do that. But if it breaks, you got to take it back to them. Okay, great. So, wait, it's more coffee. It is coffee with Fergie, though. Do I want to go back? Do I want to make a 5-hour round trip? I don't know. I love the Tacoma. You all know I love the Tacoma. I've got you don't want to know how much money I've spent, not just on the electrical mods, but all the appearances. Go back and check out my mod videos. I got a lot of emotional involvement, not just the money and the time in the Tacoma. And to have some pinhead tell me, well, I was thinking, I want you to think about this. 4 circuits on the inside. 4 is what was added inside. And the inside fuse box, anything that's hooked up to it, should never trip the check engine light. Only the module under the hood. That's the only way that the check engine light will ever get tripped. So for him to make that blanket statement, well, it's going to turn on your check engine light. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, blah, 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 blah. So if I don't want to make the 2-hour drive, I got to pull that stuff out. I'm going to pull all that stuff out. Why have the Tacoma? That's part of the fun of having it. And it isn't just me. I love watching all you other folks. I could mention a couple of channels that I subscribe to, but I don't want to slight anybody. What am I going to do? I can win the battle and lose the war, or I can keep drinking my coffee. So anyway, please comment, like, subscribe, all that neat stuff. I would like to build the channel a little bit. It would be nice to get over 25 subscribers. Maybe I'll do a contest. When I hit 50, I'll give something away. I know. I'll give a gift certificate to Hatch Toyota.